Tech Thursday. So you know what that means. Marsha Collier, our tech guru, joins us in studio as always. Marsha, it is great to see you. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great. I mean, not tech-wise, but it is awfully hard to find interesting tech stories that are actually tech. You know, I can give a whole bunch of things, and our second story is a little bit on the edge of tech, but I found a good one for the beginning segment that we have here.
What do you want to start with?
All right, we're starting with Windows.
Okay.
Now, those of you out there who may have Windows 10 on your computer, I have it on one of my computers, and I really don't want to change. But even if I wanted to change, I couldn't change because it doesn't have this TPM that that Microsoft wants it to have, because it doesn't have that chip. So basically, that and 240 million working machines can go to the landfill as far as Microsoft is concerned. They don't care.
No, they don't. They want you to upgrade not only your device, but your operating system.
Exactly. And they give you all kinds of, oh, you're going to be hacked. You're going to be this. You're going to be. Remember, you can't get hacked unless you click on something. There's that.
There's that. And yeah, and the unintended consequences, and you're going to get into this, when you update, there's some material changes sometimes in there which will completely change your experience with Windows.
Well, a long time ago, I lost Movie Maker, which was a great.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That was so easy.
Do you remember Winamp?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my MP3 player.
Right. That was our go-to, and they disappeared. And bottom line, they're not going to do anything, and they're it's almost like they're threatening us, and I really don't like this, Microsoft. I've been loyal, as many of you probably have, to Microsoft. They say greater risk of viruses and malware. So you say, okay, so I go out and I buy a top-of-the-line malware virus system. Okay, so let's say Malwarebytes.
That's one of my favorites.
Yep. Okay, I use that on all my machines. I don't care if there's anything built in. But that's going to cost you the same thing as Microsoft wants to charge you to get the extended security updates for a year, so that you'll be safe if you're running Windows 10, because they're not going to send you any downloads, upgrades, bug fixes, but you're not going to need any bug fixes because you're going to have a stable system to start with.
I remember back in the day, and I was talking to you off air saying, like, I think my earliest version of Windows might have been Windows 95 or shortly before that. And Windows was a bug magnet. It had so many opportunities for malevolent forces to hack your machine.
Exactly.
But it's not like that anymore.
Well, even if they do have a bug, now they hold it off and they'll see if a few people get it, and then they'll upload a fix so that you get the fix. It's all seamless. You don't even know.
Yeah, those patches. Yeah, it's different.
It's
not the same as it was 20 years ago.
Right. So if you'd like to pay $30, you can get a year's worth of security updates, which is okay. I mean, if that's your only option, that's your only option. But if you want to get it free.
Wait, hold on. Did you see like free 99? Did you say free?
Free.
Okay,
free.
Now listen. Okay, go ahead.
Free. My favorite 4-letter word.
I'm not going to lie. I have a different favorite 4-letter word that starts with F. It's not free, though.
Oh, okay. Very good there, Stefan. Very good. Yeah, I like that.
Finally, he was listening.
Yeah, right. Right?
He's never paying attention. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Please,
that's okay. He's eating lunch. No, so instead of 30 years, you can sign up and get it for your extended security updates for free if you sign up to back up onto OneDrive, which will give you 100 gigabytes of storage for $20.
OneDrive is their cloud storage associated with Microsoft.
So right now, if you're a Chrome person or a Google person, you're storing on Google Drive. Right. And the price is the same. So, okay, we've saved you $10 here, technically, because the ESU updates will be free if you pay them the $20 for the storage space. So that's all lovely and everything, but I feel like I'm being blackmailed.
You are. No,
It's just-
you are. You
it's-
are. They want to push you into a corner where you feel compelled to purchase that. They're guilting you. It's like your machine is not going to be safe
Right.
without this.
Right. I was talking to somebody, a manufacturer, a PR agency for the manufacturer, and I said, throwing away all these computers, what are they expecting people to do? And they reminded me, remember Windows 7? How long did Windows 7 stay around?
Or Vista.
Vista, yeah.
Ooh.
It wasn't that great, but
No.
it stayed around forever. Oh, by the way, if you signed up as a small business with Microsoft, as you might have done because you were so proud, I used to do this. I used to sign up as a business because I'm a business, because I'm official. Well, you get to pay more for the...
That's the upside?
Yeah, that's the upside. You get to pay $61 for the extended security updates for 1 year.
I have a question after, and it's relevant. Is that for a single license?
Yeah. Okay. And that's only 1 year. And you can, as a business, renew annually for $244 a year. Where they put where do they pick that out of the air? $244.
I guess that price point in the marketing meetings showed that that's where people were.
Yeah.
The most they'll pay.
Yeah. Not 245, not
246.
243.50 would have been too cheap. But seriously, now I've got the free answer for you. Have you ever used Bing in the Edge browser?
Yes, I did not have a great experience with Edge browser, but go ahead.
Well, I opened Edge browser today. I got brave because if you use the Edge browser, you'll notice there's something called Microsoft Rewards Points, which basically, if you sign into the browser when you open it up, it keeps track of how many searches you do, and it even has a page. The page is at rewards.bing.com in your browser, and you will see all the different things that you can do, like the daily quiz, do a query, do this poll. I mean, it's all kinds of little things, and you get points for this.
I don't dislike Edge, but I don't like the fact that I cannot delete it off my computer if my life depended on it. And also, I like how I think it's Chromium based. In other words, it works like Google Chrome. You could import all of your bookmarks and your settings.
Right,
so it's
right.
good in that regard. It's just that it doesn't yield the type of experience that I want. And I don't use OneDrive, so it's not going to be as appealing to me.
Well, recently I decided to run Chrome the way I normally run it and Edge at the same time. And then I opened Taskmaster to see how much memory.
Oh,
everything
Chrome
was.
by 10 times
I
as
was
much.
terrified the computer was going to blow up.
That's one thing. Chrome is a memory hog when it comes to RAM.
But they have, in the newest edition, you'll notice the icon, or it's favicon is what it's called, is a little bit smaller in some of the tabs that you haven't opened recently. And those are saving memory. They're not loading their memory.
Thank goodness, because it would lock up my machines all the time.
So let me just tell you, these Microsoft Rewards points, and I gave, as a matter of fact, I gave Daniel a screenshot of mine this morning. And if you have 1,000 Microsoft Reward points, which is pretty easy to get. Let me see. I have like over 7,000.
Okay, so 7,000. So you can buy. Is that like you get a free keychain, or do you get something?
No, you get gift cards.
Okay, it's something.
Yeah, you get good stuff. But for 1,000 points, you can get your 1 year for free.
Oh, okay. 1,000. How long did it take you to get there, though?
Well,
Roughly.
I wasn't working it. You could work it every day.
Mm-hmm.
You can get 500 just for downloading the app onto a phone.
So it might be worth it depending on your
You have two
ecological
phones.
system.
If
Right.
you have two phones,
Mhm.
you download the app twice.
I got a bunch of old phones. I could do that.
There you go.
Okay. I got a bunch of old laptops as well.
So that's free updates. You don't have to worry about it at least for a year.
Free 99. When we come back, what are we going to be talking about?
We're going to be talking about, are you enjoying online shopping the same way you used to?
Actually, I am. That's just me. I know Mark is because he spends half his paycheck.
You keep
online.
me the hell out of this.
Because you have a bad habit like I do.
Not so much, actually.
Really?
But I appreciate you trying to drag me into your filth.
Thank you, Stefan.
I don't know about that one.
Thank you, Stefan, because you tell us all this time you buy this memorabilia and these really rare items.
Where is this even? Why? What have I done to you?
You told us that.
You tell us that you're like, I'm going to get in trouble.
You
did.
I get like an occasional old James Bond poster on eBay. So what?
And it costs more than $5.
Yeah, it's not like a $10 poster.
Will you look at the time?
KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere. iHeartRadio app, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Mark Ronner with the news. We're still joined by Marsha Collier, and she previewed before this segment that she wanted you to ask yourself, do you enjoy online shopping? What are some of the components of online shopping that we should be concerned with or aware of?
Well, the search, trying to find something. I don't know if a lot of you shop on Amazon. Don't we all, right?
I do.
We do, right?
Yes.
So how many times have you searched for something and you find manufacturers' names that you couldn't even pronounce if your life depended on it?
Every day.
And I was looking for an extension cord, and you would think UL approved. That means somebody approved that it's not going to blast your house with fire. Isn't listed. So you don't know if it's safe for everybody in your house. They're not giving enough information. They're relying on a lot of, and I'm not picking on foreign countries, but there needs to be some commonality in the descriptions. If you're selling an electronic, you need to have the watts. You need to have all the information that people need, right? It's not there anymore. And we were just talking about clothes. I used to have fun buying clothes on Amazon. It was cheap. It wasn't anything like Shane, but it was cheap and fun. Now you buy something, and all of a sudden, even the same stuff, like a dress I bought last year, that I'm just going to wear around the house. All of a sudden, the fabric is like plastic, and I have to return it. I refuse to keep it. So there's no real quality control. So that's another thing. With the clothing, it doesn't say cotton, rayon. It might, or it might not.
The clothing is always a crapshoot, especially if it's coming from a foreign country. You just don't know, and it has to be somewhat cheap to make it affordable.
But doesn't everything come from China on Amazon anyway?
It does, and I think it comes down to what you're trying to buy.
Right.
Like if I'm going to buy shoes, it's probably going to be an American maker. It might have been made in China,
right,
like Nike or something,
right,
but it's going to be a brand that I trust.
That's the point. And trying to find that brand on Amazon is harder and harder because they mix people pay to advertise up in, let's say, Skechers. People pay to have their shoes listed up with Skechers.
Yeah, see, that's why I go direct to the company. Like I'm going to go to Skechers site. I'm going to go to Nike site. I'm not going to buy Skechers on Amazon, for example.
Exactly, but there's become a disconnect. Customer service really almost doesn't exist anymore. I mean, Amazon has kind of made it easy to do a return, but try to talk to anybody. I do have their customer service number. Next week, I can come in and give out the number. There is a phone number.
You got to try it live on air and see if we can actually get to someone.
Oh, can we do that?
Yeah, of course we can.
I like that. We'll do that next week's. But the thing is, people, the sellers do not go the extra step anymore. It used to be you'd buy something, you'd pay a little more than you'd expect. Sometimes it used to come wrapped in tissue. It used to come packaged nicely, like the seller actually cared.
No longer.
No, stuff is rolling around in boxes. So you've become a user, not a customer.
Go further with that distinction, user versus customer.
Okay, as a customer, you walk into a store. Somebody says hello. What are you looking for? Okay, let's say they don't even talk to you. You can find a person in the store who will answer a question, even if it's just where's the bathroom. you'll be able to interact with somebody. You'll be able to look at a label and understand what the product is made of, what it's warranted for. You can get all the information. But now you've become a user, and you look even at some of the manufacturers' websites, they don't give you the information you need to make your decision. And then you have to go to an FAQ page, or maybe you have a little chat thing where you're going to talk to a robot. I don't know how satisfying that is for you, but doesn't work really well for me.
No, not at all.
Because actually that technology works really well, but most companies are too cheap to teach their employees or to program the software properly. So it's going to do the job that it's supposed to do. And that, again, you're just a user.
Getting used.
Yep.
Marsha Collier, I love when you come on and make it so understandable, relatable, digestible, sensible, all those ibbles.
Oh, hell, you're just waiting for the sex doctor.
I didn't know where that was going. Because
Whoa.
all I heard was, all you're waiting for is the sex
That's what I
doctor.
heard too. That got me too.
She slowed down on that curve.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the sex
Doctor.
And you don't know, but Marsha's husband is sitting in the studio, so it's like
Even more awkward.
yeah, it's like, do I look at him? Because he's behind me. Something like I can just feel, the hairs on the back of my neck standing up, and it's just really, really uncomfortable. And she did that intentionally.
I try. I try.
And maybe that's why you can't see this curtain. I need you to stand behind Marsha, please, so they can see your shirt.
I gave this to my husband for Valentine's Day, for Father's Day.
Valentine's Day, Father's Day, same.
Look at the shirt. Hey, Amazon, 100% cotton.
The AI camera is struggling because it's trying to focus on one of you, not both of you. It says best husband ever. Yes.
But I found 100% cotton because you ever get one of those, we're out of time, but one of those T-shirts that, so
Yes.
terrible.
Yes, and if you just move too quick, it just shreds.
Right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's why to your point, I'm very picky and particular about what I get from where. And we all get burned at some point. Some point.
But luckily, I like going to Amazon Fresh, so I like to return things.
I haven't been to one of their Amazon Fresh
You
stores
were talking
yet.
about TJ's earlier, and
Right.
we have to talk about TJ's one.
I'm very, very, I don't know, simple when it comes to grocery shopping. I go where I go, and I'm not trying to go to any boutique place. I'm not going to Trader Joe's. By and large, they're trying to make me go.
Oh, there's a Trader Joe's on the way home tonight, and they close at 9. So sometimes we zoom in. We're there at 8:50.
I get off at 10, right? You know that, right?
She said, oops.
Later with Mo Kelly from 7 to 10, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, that's.
I appreciate the thought, though.
Sorry about that.
Marsha, I love you. Don't do that again to me.
Okay.